What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you how I made this pretty easy meal here. I have some baked chicken, well seasoned, some delicious plantain as well, and sauce on the side. That went great with all this. This meal here is ideal for dinner and super quick to make. So without further ado, let's get started. So first you're going to wash your chicken. I already washed mine properly. I'm using 3 chicken leg quarters. Make some small incision to the chicken which will allow the marinade to penetrate inside, and pat dry to remove any excess of water. For seasoning, I'll go with 2 tablespoons of green seasoning, and the link of the recipe will be listed in the description box. 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, about a tablespoon of lemon juice. For spices, I will go with black pepper, adobo powder, chicken bouillon, paprika, crunch red pepper, some ginger powder, salt, and maggi. Some mustard, and about 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Next, we're going to mix all this together until they're fully coated with the marinade and set aside. Mine took about 2 hours to marinate, but the longer the better. Now I'm going to preheat the oven at 350 degrees. Then lightly grease this baking pan here with about 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil before adding the chicken so that it doesn't stick to it. After placing the chicken inside the baking pan, spread them out and add the remaining of the marinade on top of the chicken. Cover with some aluminum foil and place into the preheated oven and bake for about 40 to 45 minutes or until the chicken is completely cooked through. Now while we have that baking on the side, we're going to make the sauce, and for this I'm going to use some tomatoes, onion, and peppers. The peppers I'm using the sweet mini peppers. I think that's how it's labeled on the package. You're also going to need some garlic. I'm using some fresh garlic here. You can do the same as I did or use minced garlic. And 1 habanero pepper, which I almost forgot to add. We're going to mix all this until we obtain this mixture here. On high heat, go ahead and add some vegetable oil, and once hot, add the mixture obtained and stir it. For seasoning, I'll be using the following spices here: black pepper, curry powder, some thyme and adobo powder, salt and maggi, and about a teaspoon of mustard. At some point, I added about a teaspoon of lemon juice and sprinkled some Cajun seasoning to it, which are optional, so no need to add them if you don't want to. Now cover this and allow it to cook for 5 to 7 minutes, and if needed, you can reduce the heat to low. So in the meantime, I'll go ahead and work on these plantains. I'm using 4. First, I will peel them before cutting, and you can cut them in any way you want. For this particular recipe, I will cut them this way. Now that we're done cutting the plantain, we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt. I meant a little bit, but no worries, we can pat them with a paper towel. That will reduce the extra salt. Now mix well and set aside. It's past the 5 to 7 minutes, and at this point you'll notice that the oil appearing on the surface, which will give you a hint that the sauce is done. So adjust your seasoning if needed and set this one aside as well. At this time you can go ahead and check on the chicken. What I did here was, first I removed the aluminum foil that was covering the chicken and brushed the chicken with the juice that it produced. Next, I'll place the chicken on top of a wire rack and put it back in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes on boil or grill mode. Back to the plantain. First, on high heat, we're going to heat up a generous amount of vegetable oil. Once hot, proceed on adding the plantain to fry. So depending on the quantity that you may have, if it's similar to mine, you may want to consider frying them into batches, because that's what I did. It's easier that way so that the oil temperature doesn't drop that much. Fry until golden and repeat the same process for the second batch or the remaining batches. Once the chicken are grilled to your taste, you can flip it and allow the other side to grill as well. Don't forget to brush it a little bit with the juice. I will also mention that before placing the chicken back in the oven the second time, make sure that you reduce the juice before. Otherwise, it will dry out completely and you will lose everything. This is pretty much done here, but since I want it to be extra, I went ahead and sliced some tomatoes, cucumbers, and onion to pair with this. I also had some leftover chicken in the freezer, and the only thing I did was to just put it in the microwave and it was done. You can add that on the side as well, which is amazing with all these here. You have the chicken, well seasoned, you have the Alloco and that pepper sauce. Super delicious. Actually, let me know in the comments what else would you add to this, or maybe skip on this recipe. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. Love the content shared here today. Then if that's the case, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, turn that bell notification to be notified anytime a new video is uploaded on here. Also, if you try to recreate this recipe, let me know in the comment as well how was it and why not share with your friend and family. Until next time, take care.